Hi everyone and welcome to episode 4 of the Unreal Engine 5 Basics or Fundamentals tutorial. Today we are going to try looking at spawning. So there's a few little bits about spawning that we should look at just to begin with, just to get our bearings with it. So currently if we look at our BP first person character, if we look at this input action event, when we press our primary action key, which is the left mouse button, we're going to call an unused item, which we have looked at before, is going to be our BP rifle when we picked up the rifle. And what that's going to do is it is going to fire a projectile. Now we've worked on this before, but when we fire the projectile, we actually spawn a projectile, which is that little bullet. So with this function here in mind, what we're going to do is we are going to start trying to spawn zombies. So let's just look at this spawn function now, and let's go to our first person character. Let's create an event, and I'm going to set to event keyboard X. X is a nice key. Now, when we press our X button on our keyboard, we are going to spawn actor from class. Now, if we look here, it looks like there's 3 pins. So the first is to select a class. So this is what type of actor is going to be spawned. For the moment, let's just go with our zombie green that we've created. The second is going to be the spawn transform. So this is actually 3 different values. So one is the location, so where. The rotation is going to be which direction it's facing, and the scale is basically going to be what size it's going to be. Now, majority of the time you will set the scale to 1 across the board, but for some custom objects you might be changing that. Now let's drag off location and let's get actor location, and this location will be for ourself. Rotation, I'm not too pushed on. What this is going to mean is that every zombie is going to be facing 1 single direction. I believe that 0, 0, 0, if I'm correct, is it east or else it's north. We're not too pushed. And with that, the only other part that you might need to fill in is the collision handling override. At the moment, we're just going to set this to default. Effectively, what that is if you are spawning a character, and let's say it might end up spawning inside another object, what do you want to do? Do you want the object to spawn? Do you want to stop the object from spawning? That's all it is. Now, let's hit compile and save. Let's just go hit play, and let's just hit X, and there's the zombie. So let's create our own spawner. I'm going to right click and I'm going to select blueprint class, select actor, and I'm going to name it B underscore spawner. Now, I'm not going to add anything to the spawner. You can, if you want, to have a visual representation of where the spawner is. And all I'm going to do is on the event tick, I'm going to spawn actor from class, and the exact same thing. I'm going to select what character I'm going to spawn, and I'm going to have zombie green. Let's right click and let's get actor location to get wherever the spawner is. Now let's drag after this and get random reachable point in radius. So from our central location, look, let's say, I believe that is, 10 meters away from where we are. And then let's spawn there. We're not going to worry about the rotation and the scaling, just for the moment. And apologies, let's add a delay on that as well, just to stop it spawning thousands of zombies. And let's do delay at 10. Let's drag a spawner into the world. You may have noticed that my world is a little bit different. I've just made it a bit bigger, just for testing purposes. Now maybe I said 10 seconds is a bit too long, but we'll see now in a second. Oh, there is our zombie. Something that we are going to see with our zombie is that he's not going to chase us. Now the reason he's not going to chase us is because when he's been spawned into the world, we haven't said that we want the game's AI to take control over that character. So let's go into our b_zombie. Now let's go to, I believe it's class default, and if we come down to pawn, let's change auto possess AI to placed in world or spawned. Compile. Let's save. The final type of spawning that we're going to be looking at in this video and the next few videos are probably going to be looking at the same, I'm probably going to be using the same blueprint, is actually going to be the level blueprint. So let's click up here and click on open level blueprint. Now this blueprint works pretty much the exact same as all the other blueprints that we've looked at before, except instead of looking at a single actor, this blueprint will actually handle and affect all of the other actors and the entire level in the world that we're building. So let's get started. What we might just do is we might right click and we might do element tick. And what this one might do is, let's drag off here, create a delay. And this one is going to be, let's say, every 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, we make a custom event. This is going to be spawn zombie. So every 5 seconds, spawn a zombie. So similar to how we've been doing spawning before. Spawn AI from class. And for the moment, let's just put this under as b_, or zombie green. Apologies, zombie green. Just so we have something nice coming out. Now we don't have any spawn transform set up. Well, there's a few different bits and bobs that we could do. Number one is similar to how we did the spawner, and we got a random point in reachable radius. We could do that for the entire level. Now, end result can be a little bit sloppy, and one of the other things that we don't want is we don't want our player just walking around and then a zombie spawning on top of him and just killing him, just randomly magically appearing in front of him. So what we're going to actually do is we are going to set up spawn points for the zombies. So these are going to be really, really simple basic actors. So let's just go right click and I'm going to go blueprint class, actor, and I am going to call this b_, zombie spawn. Cool. Let's just go into this, and this is going to have basically nothing. It's going to be pretty much nothing. These don't need anything to do with them. All we're going to do is go into the viewport, and just for us visually, I'm going to get an arrow. Add an arrow, and cool, that's in the world. I might rotate it. Oops, let's rotate this way to, oh no, what? I cannot do maths, apparently. Right, all we want to do is point the arrow just straight down. I'm going to compile. I'm going to save. And it's going to be hidden in game. Yes, cool. Right. And here it is. It's just an arrow, just for me being me. I actually want to I'm going to, oops, raise it up. Let's go 100. Cool. So we know how arrow size 2 and arrow length. Okay, sorry, this will be nice, easy to see. So when we place that onto the ground, it's pretty clear for us where the zombies are going to spawn. It has this flag hidden in game. So that basically means that when the players are actually in the game, they won't be able to see it. So great for anything like this that we want to see when we're developing, but we don't want the players to see. We might just move it over here just for the moment. Let's go into open up the blueprint. And what we want to do is right click and get all actors of class. Now this is going to be introducing us to a new type of data structure, an array, but we're not going to go too into depth with just a moment. Maybe the next video. Actually, the next video is exactly when we'll do it. Let's just call this zombie spawn point. Let's come in here. And can we do random item? Now, instead of getting a random point in the radius of a spawner, what we're going to do is we're pretty much going to get the same thing for this spawn points. And there's a few subtle differences that we can kind of do with this. So number one is that we'll be able to set up multiple spawn points that the zombies will come from. So the end result, you might want to have one in each corner. You might want to, I don't know, set up some type of building that they come out of, they come out of a door, or I don't know, maybe they come out of the sewer. Whatever you want them to do, you can set them up. You can set one up in the middle. You can have it whatever way you want it. You can make multiple different levels and make different mazes or whatever that they come out of. I don't know. It's your decision. It's your game. So we'll get a random one of those, and we'll get actor location, and then get similar to how we did it last time. We'll just get a random point near it. So that's every 5 seconds. From there, once we've done all this, we just have to come up to this delay, and we have to drag out and call that bed spawn zombie. Ooh, let's hit play and have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Brilliant. Right, we are quite happy with that. Now there is one last bit that we are going to add in this lesson, and that is effectively just going to turn this effect right now into a game. And that is, let's go into b_zombie. Now we are going to create a new event. And we might just do this really fast. So let us take the entire ONC pawn. Let's take the entire ONC pawn, copy it, and paste it. Control C, copy, Control V, paste it. And what we are going to do is create a custom event, and I'm going to call it Go Hunt Player. Brilliant. Now, what we need to do is we need to pass through a target actor. So let's go into first person map. So when we go into spawn zombie, what we are going to do is call that event Go Hunt Player. And what we need to do is we need to pass through the actual player. So similar to how we got all actors of class, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to copy getting a random player. Let's plug this in here. And this is going to be our first person character. Now this is going to be an actor reference, I believe. So you're going to need an actor reference here. Let's go back into B underscore zombie. Go Hunt Player is input. This is going to be, let's just make an actor just for the moment. Compile and save. Now, I'm going to just drag this in here. This in here, compile, save. Back to our first person map. So I probably could have done this cleaner. It's taken me a long time to get this video out. I've actually been sick. I don't know whether you can hear it in me. And I started the series, want to make sure that we keep going on. We'll just rename this, and this is going to be player to hunt, just to keep things nice and clean. Well, this should be interesting. Everything should be compiled, saved. Sorry, cancel. Oops, sorry. Play. Sorry, what it is giving me is that something is wrong. This, compile, save. Get actors, get all actors of class. Sorry, what I needed to do there, apologies, I'm showing the bugs and everything in this one. I had to select first person character, I had to delete random because this was still trying to get a random zombie spawner, which we had copied across. So I had to delete it and then drag out of here to get a new random again. And we're then calling that Go Hunt Player. Hit play, I'm going to pick up this gun, and after 5 seconds, he's already going to hunt me. And now here is the next zombie. Now this all seems well and good, but you know, what you can do if you want to make it a little bit harder, make the map smaller, turn this down, make them hunt you faster. World's your oyster. I'm going to call this episode here. On the next one, what we're going to do is we're going to look at arrays, which are super powerful. We just got a random value there. We're going to be working more with them, and I think what we might do as well is work on basic wave mechanics. So the first wave, 1 zombie will spawn. The second wave, 2 zombie will spawn. If we get around to it, maybe we'll do a boss wave. Who knows? We'll talk about them. Anyway, guys, until then, stay safe, stay sound. That was episode 5. Hopefully, I'm back. I've actually moved into new location. I've been sick, everything else. So hopefully now the videos will be coming back out sooner again, and we can get the series back on track. Till then, still safe, stay sound, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, bye, bye. Oh God. So the delay actually has to call that function, or call that event. Whoops. Spawn zombie. No, what is up? Cut that.